Hey, Speak Easy podcast listeners. I am super excited to come to you with yet another episode of the hashtag Speak Easy podcast, where we talk about what it means to be successful and unsuccessful as a speaker, author, entrepreneur. But listen, this is the Power Summit. Listen, take over. Power Up Summit Takeover. This is what this is. I'm excited to be bringing you some of the speakers that are going to be presenting on the Power Up Summit. Why? Because listen, they have some things to bring for you. Listen. So listen, this is the thing. We've been in Clubhouse for the last couple days. And so they've been giving little nuggets, little sauce, little drips of things here and there, right? Have you ever been at a cookout and you've been standing by the grill because you can smell it and you like, oh, I know it's almost ready and I'm gonna be the first one here. Well, guys, you hearing this episode is definitely you being the first one at the grill when the cookout is happening. Why? Because they're about to bring you a little juice, a little bit of something as to what's been going on that whole spectrum of the Power Up Summit. With that going on, yes, I want to say hello to my guests. Hello, ladies.
Hello, Altavis.
This is about to be a phenomenal episode. So let's start with Loretta. Loretta, introduce yourself, and then we'll go over to Felice.
Sure. So thank you for the opportunity, Altavis. It's always a pleasure to connect with powerful women and powerful leaders out to change the world. My name is Loretta Wetzel, also known as Mama Soul Wisdom, because I share old school wisdom for a new generation. I am a serial entrepreneur. I have two businesses. I'm the CEO of the Wetzel Group, Inc., which primarily does real estate investing. And then I'm also the CEO of Heart to Wealth, LLC, as a prominent family entrepreneur expert. So what I do is I empower individuals and families to move towards success using the tool of business ownership. My mission is to impact 500,000 families, that's 500,000 families, to start their own business. Whether you live in America or somewhere else in this world, you owe it to yourself and your family to gain a competitive edge. And the best way to do that is by controlling your own small business. I'm also the founder of the I Am Love Movement, which is a podcast that I host, and I interview parents and entrepreneurs who have triumphed over tragedy using love, acceptance, and forgiveness. So I'm all about families and entrepreneurship.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And we definitely going to have to make sure we get you in on our monthly newsletter, because we send out podcasters that may be looking for some guests to some previous guests that have been on the hashtag Speak Easy podcast. Is one of the ways that we build that community. Because listen, powering up means that we are working together. And with that being said, come on, sis, come and introduce yourself to the community.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you so much, Altavis, for having us on your platform. It's always just such a blessing to even be in your midst and your positive energy. My name is Felice Kelly Gillum. I bring greetings from the beautiful Mississippi Gulf Coast. I am a #1 international best-selling author, a speaker. I'm also the executive director of a nonprofit organization, the United Service Organizations, better known as the USO. We provide services to our nation's men and women in uniform. And I am also a family and child care advocate as a foster and adoptive family. We make sure that children are able to be reunified with their biological families. And if that by some reason cannot happen, then we try to find the best placement of adoption for them. But our ultimate goal is to reunite children and their families in this broken system.
Oh, as someone who has my mother has done foster care, I've done foster care, I've done kinship. I definitely have a heart for all of that. Now, it's interesting. So let's be honest. Let's talk about this whole power up thing. When it comes to powering up, there has to be a point where you say, I don't have power, or I have limited power. So let's start there, because I think there's a stigma with owning that I may not be able to do it all by myself. Loretta?
Well, I had a couple of things to say to that. Number one, a rising tide raises all ships. So I would not recommend you doing it all by yourself. I mean, there are various phrases, it takes a village, all of that. But listen, collaboration is the key. And I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret. If you don't know, they're all different types of currencies. And I'm going to tell you, relationship currency is sometimes more valuable than the paper dollars, because it's that relationship currency that's going to help show you things that maybe you can't see, or provide you with that nugget of information that you didn't have, that one little piece that might make a difference for your business. So it's all about relationships. It's all about collaboration. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing is, it would be foolish to think that you always are going to stay up and powered up and, everything is just perfect. That would be foolish. So you got to understand, as a human being, you're going to have some good days. You're going to have some not so good days. It's all good. So now, how do you deal with that? Bottom line is, first of all, you must give yourself grace to be straight with yourself and accept the fact that, hey, I got to take a moment here because things aren't going the way that I expected them to. That's number one. But the key is, your mindset must be able to tell you that you don't have to stay there. See, oftentimes we spiral in the pit, but we stay there. You don't have to stay there. There are a number of things that you can do to pull your vibrational frequency up so that you can execute and fulfill on your God-given purpose. So I'm gonna share a couple of tips on what I do. Number one, I start my day off with positive affirmations. It makes a difference how you start your day and how you set your mind. Number two, I do deep breathing exercises. And whenever I'm caught off guard or I'm not having a good day, I pause and I participate in deep breathing exercises because it resets my system. Number three, I journal. And particularly, I journal gratitude. Big things, little things, good things, not so good things. There's lessons in everything that occurs to us. And you cannot be fearful and grateful at the same time. It's physically impossible.
Wait, we're not going to skirt past
now,
that.
Mama, so
You got to say that one more time.
Okay, go.
We can't be fearful and grateful at the same time. Woo.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
That part right there.
Yeah.
That's a lesson that many wish that they learned early on. But baby, when you learn it.
So those are my few tips. I love the question though, Altavice. I love great questions. So thank you for asking that.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. And what about you, Miss Felice?
Child, that was so good what Mama Soul was talking about. I don't even remember what the question was. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That was so powerful. I think about even in my own experiences, I do a lot of work with Kern, and I moved the visionary for the Power Up Summit, and I moved directly from leveling up into powering up. And so of course you're on this emotional high and you get so much out of the conference. But like you were saying, Altavis, it's unrealistic to think that you will be on that same platform at all times. And that's why conferences and summits like this are so vitally important, because they do keep us on a plane to where, as much as we can stay in that manifestation of positive energy, because we need that for the times to hold us over when it's not like that. These past couple of weeks for me have not been like that. But I had to reach back even in the times that were kind of hard and difficult and stressful, and get what I got from Level Up and get from other experiences and topics that I've been on panels with Kern, and just really channel the energy of all of the positive women and positive people that I work with in this movement, essentially, that we're in. And that's what carries us through. And so that is one reason why I encourage everyone to get involved with this Power Up Summit, because there are times in our life where we begin to get dim. God instills in all of us an eternal light before we even are manifested in the womb. We come with a light, but there are things and experiences that we have that we allow to dim that light. So we need conferences and summits like Power Up to bring us back into the fold, to remind us why it is that we're here and what we're here to do. And some of us might not know what it is that we're here to do. And that's okay too, because there are so many experts in a variety of different fields that can help you to figure those type of things out. But the first step is for us to take initiative, to get involved, to know that we are ready to power and to move to the next level. So I'm so excited. And if you want to repeat the question out to V's, that's fine, but I promise.
Oh no, that was perfect.
Mama got me.
She got us all right.
I mean,
okay.
that touched my heart, what she said, because it hit me at just the right time, in my life. So it became really relatable for me. But I appreciate that, Mama, because that was some good stuff.
And what's interesting? It's that a lot of times we don't know how dim our light has been until somebody comes up and shows us. I mean, that's ultimately one of the most important things for why we need community, why we need a mentor, why we would need a coach, is because we go into autopilot. We go into autopilot. And when we go into autopilot, it's like, okay, the kids, the laundry, make sure everybody eat, ain't nobody gotta get rushed to the hospital. You got simple things in your head, let's be honest. And
that's literally my life.
Right?
That's literally my life every day. Like, okay, nobody went to the hospital today. We got homework in.
Everybody got 10 toes and fingers.
Everybody ate. Okay. Anything else? I mean, you really are on autopilot. That's so true. So true.
It's crazy because that's what people think. They think, oh, well, if I'm leveling up, if I'm doing this whole, I'm going back to level up. If I power up, well, powering up means that, I'm trying to reach this really brightness and I'm trying to reach this high level. And no. Sometimes you just need the power up so you can make it day to day to day and not need a hug me jacket.
Yeah. And not need a hug me jacket. That's so real, because we don't think about just all of the things that I think you said something earlier, Altavis, or it might have been on another interview because I've done several today. But we were talking about just all that comes with being a woman and with being the everything to everybody. That's such a huge responsibility. And at some point, you just need to be able to not end up in a jacket. It really is that simple. You need to just be able to get through the day And for some people, that might be what this conference is for them, enough sanity to get them through to the next channel. But for somebody else that's already surpassed that, it might be something else. And then you have your Dr. Cheryl-Woods and, some of those others that for them, it'll be a totally different experience. But for whatever it is for you, for the place that you are in your life, that's what you come to receive. That's what God is sending you for, to be able to get out of this experience what you can get out of it. And you don't have to worry about what everybody else is getting out of it. It's just what it means for you in this time and in this moment.
That is the first step in making yourself a priority instead of everybody else.
Come on now. Come on. So we got Vera in the room. Hello, Vera. Let the studio audience know who you are, and we're going to have you jump into this conversation as well.
Okay. Well, I'm Vera Thomas. I am a transformational coach, trainer, speaker, and poet. And I'm excited to be here. I'm excited about Power Up. And I don't know what the topic was that you were talking about. So if you could kind of get me up to speed.
Oh, I got you. So we were talking about how sometimes Power Up, so many people think, oh, I need power up because I'm trying to be at my highest level. But sometimes the power up is just to get you over the hump. Sometimes the power up is to let's be honest. Is that the perfect time? Because the power up is to get you through the end of 2021.
Absolutely. And as Felice was saying, people are going to be coming for different reasons. And there's going to be some people, like you said, that need to be uplifted, encouraged, motivated, inspired, or, want to learn something more to increase their business, to want to get that resilience to move beyond whatever their circumstances are. And my presentation is all about looking at the winding roads, the wrong turns, the detours that have come in our lives that keep us from realizing our dreams, understanding that those things are the things that we need to fulfill our dream. And so I thank God for that. And I start with a poem. So I'd like to share that. Hold fast to your dream. Even if at times it seems it may not come true, living your dream will depend on you. The roads we take, the paths we choose are necessary to live our dreams through. There may be detours, winding roads, and wrong turns, all in which are lessons to be learned. As your journey unfolds, you'll realize your goals. What a beautiful story soon to be told. So hold fast to your dream. And in order for your dreams to become a reality, you got to take action. Things will happen. Persist and you will gain. Pursue your goals day by day. Your life will not be the same. Dream dreams without hesitation. Visualize them, see them every day. Feel the excitement, exaltation while you're on your way. And so that starts my presentation. And then I share my life and all the things that I've gone through, including wrong turns, detours, and a winding road that was a 25-year winding road.
Woo-hoo, come on. Because sometimes it's that I usually say, listen, at some moment in my life, I had to get off the carousel. I had to get off the merry-go-round.
Yeah.
Because you moving,
yeah,
but you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, well, these were winding roads that took me, it wasn't a merry-go-round, it was a winding road. Within that winding road, it took me 10 years to get my undergrad degree, but I got it. Within that winding road, I got involved with the Fatherhood Initiative and helping dads be more engaged in their children's education. And so I didn't want to be where I was, but the Lord kept me there for 25 years. he kept me there. He kept saying, stay where you are. He kept telling me that. And I was like, Lord, come on now, but it's like, and then when he did finally tell me to go, I went to the word and I was like, Lord, is it time? And I opened the Bible, and on both sides of the page, it said, go. And it was at a time when both my sisters were diagnosed with cancer at the same time. And I was going back and forth between Ohio and Kentucky. And he was telling me to go to Kentucky, but I didn't trust it because for 25 years he had said, stay. And so I'm sitting on my couch on my bed after the go. I was sitting on my bed and I was like, Lord, I know you said I could go, but can you please confirm that this is what I am to do? And when I opened the Bible, it said, pack your bags.
That speaks to so many different things in the journey, in the journey of marriage, life, parenthood, just every aspect of the journey, because reality check, there's going to be times where you want to give up and you want to go a different way, and that's not the way you need to go.
Yes, and he will tell you. And he said that he is a light unto our feet and a lamp unto our path. So why don't we trust that? He will order our steps. We get in the way, and so my life is about those times when I allowed him to order my steps. And then those times when I made my own choice and made a wrong turn that really changed the trajectory of my life.
Well, part of that too, I think, comes from accepting the inner wisdom that we are abundant creatures, that we are meant to live with divinity, that we are meant to prosper and to grow and to share. So let's just start there with mindset, because you have so many people who aren't even at that level, understanding that we're created to be abundant creatures, that we are created to live well. But if your visual sense in your physical world, if all you're bombarded with is negativity, then your inner wisdom will sometimes begin to doubt. It'll begin to doubt because physically you don't see it, which is why you must be connected and rooted spiritually to whoever, I ain't gonna get into religion, but you got to be connected spiritually to the universe with your power, because sometimes the physical senses will fool you because you haven't, if all you're bombarded with every day is negativity, then this is why the Power Up Summit is so critical, so that people can hear and see leaders such as us talking about, you have options, you have possibilities for your life, you can do it too. Hey, I run 2 businesses, you want to learn how? Or hey, I'm about empowerment and self-esteem and using poetry, and hey, I'm all about families, and hey, I have a voice, I have a podcast, you can do it too, so that we model for individuals who maybe haven't been exposed to what's possible for their lives.
It's interesting because we go through our lives so long thinking that and being taught that the ceiling is it, not realizing that the ceiling is somebody else's floor.
Oh,
come on now.
Girl.
Okay.
I
We
love
think the
it.
ceiling is it. You know, they tell us, oh, we've been trying to break through this glass ceiling. Well, why are you trying to break through the ceiling if you could just walk up the steps?
Hello.
Take an elevator, escalator, just get up to the
However
second
you can
floor.
get there. That's right.
Listen,
Oh,
I don't care how you get there.
Right.
but get there when
Just
you
get
can.
And
Oh my God.
you know, Altavis, not only that, you know, you think about just like you said, the things that we were taught, you know, the ceiling is the limit or the sky's the limit, and just all of these different things that we were taught. But one thing that I try to teach my children is that you have to concentrate on what God has for you.
Yeah.
And that might or might not be the sky. You know, you have to work within your gifts to what it is that he needs for you to do. And it just goes back to what Vera was saying about basically her obedience. And I'm so appreciative to her for her obedience and to listening to what it is that God was telling her to do. Because just like her saying, you know, I wanted to go this way, but he was telling me to go this way. And I've been in that experience myself, being, you know, a foster and adoptive family. You know this since you come from one. It's so emotionally taxing on a family, a marriage, just children. Everything about it is emotionally taxing. And I have prayed for a few years now to be released from that assignment, because I know that that's what it was for me. And I asked God, please, can I not do this anymore? My heart can't take it anymore. My mind definitely can't take it anymore. But he always tells me, no, you're not done yet. You're not done yet. You have to keep going until I say that your job is done. And so I continue on and I'm obedient. And out of that, it always comes a blessing. It always comes a child, my baby boy. You know, if I would have listened to myself and my own heart, I would not have him, because I would have been done. You know, just children that come into my life that have blessed me so much in one way, shape, form, or fashion that I never would have known, or that my gift would not have been magnitude had I not listened. So obedience is so powerful. And I thank you for beginning your segment with that, Vera, talking about just how important it is to be obedient, because it's truly everything.
It is.
Speak Easy podcast listeners.
That's a good one, Altavis. Thank you.
I hope y'all was taking notes. I hope you listened. And if not, go press there's a button that got 2 lines. It's pause. Press pause and then press rewind. I won't go back old school to the boombox and how it looked on there, but you know what it looked like on your phone and whatever device you're using, okay? I won't do that to y'all. I won't tell y'all business. I just tell mine. But I need you to go back and listen to this. And not only that, I need you to go and sign up for this summit. If you haven't done so already, ladies, let them know what the link is for the summit and then give them a social media platform so they can come and check you out.
Time, the number 2, powerup.com. Yes. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it.
They don't. And Vera, where can they find you at online?
I have a podcast on Tuesdays at 7:00, and it's on Facebook as well as YouTube, and it's on other platforms. I have a Facebook page, The Vera Thomas Show. I also have my personal page, which is vera.thomas.779. And I have a product page that is Visions and Treasures. I am on Instagram, vera.thomas.779. I need to change that. But anyway, it's not changed. So you can hit me on Instagram. I'm also on Clubhouse, and I have a show that's debuting. It debuted yesterday with Power Up. And thank you guys if you were there. And but it's on Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, from 10 to 11, maybe 12, depending on the interactions. And it's called Instilling Greatness.
Yes, I got to be there for the first one. And when she said, depending on the interaction, I don't think they want to leave.
Let's hope that's the case.
Look, I think that when she tried to close it and they were just like, not today. And Loretta, let us know where they can find you at online.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll be glad to share the information. There's one little thing that I do want to share as we're talking about being obedient. And one of the things that I've learned through the years is that powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus, and what you focus on expands. And so when you find yourself being in a situation where maybe that you are resistant or something that you are struggling with or having a challenge with, rather than asking to be released from it, take a moment to pause and ask, how can I deal with this situation in a way in which you, Lord, want me to deal with this, not how I want to deal with it. And when you ask the question, how can I? It opens up a whole new world, because you'll start to receive downloads from the universe and answers that you had never even seen before, that never popped into your mind. You're like, where'd that come from? I'm like, okay, that's the universe sending you downloads because you asked the right question. How can I? So you can find me at mamasoulwisdom.com. That's www.mamasoulwisdom.com. I have some complimentary downloads of information, including the affirmations that I use on a daily basis. You can go check it out. It's all about families and entrepreneurship. You can hit me up on Instagram. I'm at IG at Mama Soul Wisdom. You can hit me up on Facebook, Mama Soul Wisdom. And I just thank you to this panel, and thank you particularly to the host, Altavice. You can find me on Clubhouse and Loretta Wetzel. And yeah, all that. We're going to have some fun at this Power Up Summit.
Yes, indeed.
Altavice, I know we got to get to Felice, but I do have to go. But I forgot to mention on my website, instillinggreatness.com, you can get that poem that I recited. I have that available, and I also have an audio version of it available for people to listen to. And I also have prayers and scriptures and affirmations that I compiled as a PDF, so you guys can get all of that.
Tap in. It's only because y'all on the Speak Easy podcast. They're blessing y'all so much because y'all listen.
Instillinggreatness.com. Okay.
Look, if it was anybody else's podcast, I don't know if they would have gave y'all all this juice.
What you say? Don't get it twisted. Altavice said, yeah, on the Speak Easy podcast.
It's on the Speak Easy podcast.
Yes. Yes. Well, listen, I gotta go. I've got another power up thing to do. So I'll see you guys later.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Right,
so the ladies have been like rocking and rolling for this whole week, you guys. And so I want to make sure that Felice lets you know where you can find her at as well, please.
Absolutely. So I can be found on all social media under my name, simply Felice Kelly Gillum. Facebook, Instagram, and Clubhouse by far are some of my favorites. So it's usually the easiest to catch me there. You can also email me at any time, be the light at felicekellygillum.com. And I just welcome everyone to connect with me. I love to meet new people and to hear just basically everything that everyone has going on so that we can be a bridge and a village to uplift each other. I look forward to definitely seeing everyone at the Power Up Summit, because this is going to be a really good time and you don't want to miss.
You don't want to miss it.
Speakeasy podcast listeners, listen, this is all about you. So let me know how this episode resonated with you by leaving us a review on your favorite podcasting platform. You guys know that we are all over the place. Shout out to those who are listening in from India and Bangladesh, like crazy. Thank you so much. We appreciate your feedback and all of you that have been tapping in and downloading, because guess what? Without the Speakeasy podcast listeners, there would be no Speakeasy podcast. So guys, until next time, don't forget to press it out. See ya.